Really? That's good, eh?
It's so good.
Headspace.
Wow.
Headspace.
That was pretty good, huh, Dad?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to copy it.
Okay.
YouTube follows that as about $100 million clip.
This is better than that. I'm not talking yet. Hi.
That's how we're starting it. Did you already stop it?
No, it's still going.
Okay. Well, this is our video. This is who we are.
This is who we are, invisible children. This is who we are. I'm constantly eating. Rachel's constantly singing and running around.
It's true. Okay, I'll ask you a question.
Okay, just ask me questions. Okay.
So, give me that first clue reaction.
First clue reaction. The first clue, I don't even remember the date. So the first clue, Rachel received her action kit.
I just burped. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This is real life. This is real life. Okay. So Rachel received her action kit probably 3 or 4 days before I received my action kit. But she didn't figure out the clue until I actually had received my kit. That was a really roundabout way of saying that on the same day we figured it out. So she was working down on our campus and I was up in my room. And I got a phone call. I think it was actually a voicemail because I remember it being very frantic and broken and there was a lot of screaming. And she told me that there was something on the box that was worth looking into. Or there was some other clue, I guess I should say. So I tore the box apart and discovered the little
QR code.
QR code.
Enter a picture of us holding up the QR code here.
Now, perfect. Okay. And I didn't know what a QR code was, as you could tell. I don't have a smartphone. So, Rach had to be with me. Enter smartphone. Not mine. So I needed Rachel for this. So I go to Rachel's room, and I have my little thing, QR code. And we take a picture of it, and I get an email with the playlist of 25 songs. This is the action kit, as I'm getting props fed to me from the side.
Definitely not from me.
Not from Rachel. So I lost track of the story. Oh yeah, so I get my email sent to me with the 25 songs, and which I thought was great. I thought that was the end of it. And then Rachel was, if you could imagine, actually you could actually just look at her doing this. She was behind me making this very...
That's how excited I was.
A very similar face to that, breathing very heavily. So I knew that there was something more besides... Sit back down.
Okay.
Something besides the song. So I open the songs on iTunes. I'm listening to them. I'm trying to like decode. Stop it.
Let me at least come in.
Trying to decode the names of the cities. I'm like triangulating their position in my head. I'm trying to do all this stuff. And I don't know what's happening. Now, granted, this has only been 5 minutes. Rachel had a good 4.5 to 5 hours to figure this out prior to me.
I found it out.
She found out pretty quickly. So I get to the Snake Charmer song and I start playing it and I'm like, this is pretty weird. Whoever did this has a lot of time on their hands. And Rachel was just beside herself behind me. So I
kept trying to make you think of what the file size is.
She was trying to make me think of the file sizes, which again, if I had had this extra 4.5 hours, I would have figured that out by myself. So I realized that I should listen to the Snake Charmer song all the way through, and I do. And then again, like I pointed out before, there was that man or woman with the very creepy voice distorter, and they started counting down from 25. And as they were counting down, my excitement level was building and building. And
if you're looking for an adventure, call this number.
Call this number.
Sincerely, Invisible Children.
Yes, it was very. It actually was probably Rachel.
It was me. I knew all along.
It was rigged. Yeah, so that was the first clue, and I remember both of us afterwards were so excited.
Oh my god, it was
like
freaking.
So excited, it was crazy, and we couldn't wait for the next clue. Excited face, excited face. You just messed up the entire lighting.
Oh, sorry.
Dude,
That's how excited.
The universe just shifted. All right, so the next thing we have
a list of things.
A list of things that I'm going to be talking to you about. This is like we should have coffee and something like
Yeah.
mugs, maybe some scones. So our next clue came, and it was the postcard. So Rachel had received this, but I also received this, and I actually received this first. So let it be known that for about let it be known that for about 12 minutes, 12 minutes, I was ahead of Rachel in this competition.
But not technically because I was number 18
12 minutes.
and he was number 19.
12 minutes. Because I was at school, so we studied at the same college, Allegheny College, and she was we were both on spring break, but I remained at college over the break, and she was at home. So I checked my mail like any typical college student might do.
3 times a day.
3 times. Actually, that was 4. It was break.
Yeah.
I was bored. And received this envelope with a number and this poem on it, and I was, I knew it was,
And this.
and let's not forget the magnifying glass. So actually, this is when I really knew it was a scavenger hunt. Anyway, so I had, the clue. I called Rachel. I was like, Rachie, like, you won't believe what happened. Like, we got our next clue in the mail. You're not here. Sorry, bye. No, that's actually not what happened at all. Can you imagine if I was like that? Sad face. So anyway, so I read Rach the poem. This is a poem, I guess you could call it that. Yeah, so I read her the poem. We start figuring out, it's like not that long, maybe like
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Which if you tack on to the 12 minutes that I was ahead of her, that was 17 minutes. So
Sure you did that math right?
yeah, 17. Carry that, yeah. So we're both on the Tumblr account looking around, trying to figure it out, different places, but remember I was at college and she wasn't. So I actually went to her mailbox. She gave me her combination because she wanted to see what number she was at the top. And if you can see, this is actually her card. I burned mine in rage. I'm joking, it's actually framed. She's number 18, I was number 19, so she just wanted to see, because we were trying to gauge this entire time how many people were going along with the scavenger hunt, because we had no idea. We assumed that there was hundreds of thousands of people doing this with us, but it turns out there was only
What, 40?
47, I think. 47, yeah.
Yeah.
Not 1,000, just 47.
Just 47.
I'm sorry, this is more concise. So...
We figured out...
oh, right, the French Revolution. I feel like I could teach a lecture on the French Revolution after reading all of those Wikipedia articles and non-Wikipedia articles about the French Revolution. I just had to add that little zinger in there. Some of us are more academic than others. But we were going into so much detail. We weren't sure because, let's see, at that point, there was that picture in French, which neither one of us speak French, but thank you, Google Translate. I feel like we should have a references section.
Oh yeah, we need
some references section because it would be very extensive. But Google Translate gets a shout out. Thank you, Google Translate. So yeah, we figured that out. And I don't know where else to go with that part. So.
You can move on to another story about how we deviated.
This is the story of deviation. So we got the clue with the white T-shirt. On the white T-shirt was taped a picture of a tree and a boy, not a crane. And my phone is ringing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we get this clue, and we're in
The ASU office.
yeah, we were in our student government office at that time, and we're really excited that we just got the next clue because we got it at the same time actually. So this was one of the first times that we were in the same place at the same times, and I was holding up. I think that I just ripped it off the shirt. Like I didn't take the shirt into account. And I was like holding it up to the light, trying to figure it out. And it probably took maybe 15, 20 minutes. And we realized that I think we need a special sort of light or magnifying glass or something to figure this out. So Rach figured out that we had a black light on campus, and this said black light was in the basement of one of our fraternity houses. I didn't feel comfortable going to said fraternity house. I'm not pointing fingers, I'm not blaming anybody, but Rachel did. So...
Makes me look so bad. I went during the daytime.
This is where we deviated.
Yeah.
So, I went during the daytime. So, needless to say, Rachel figured this out much faster than I did. It probably took me another maybe 2.5 weeks, because also at the same time I was working on my senior thesis. So in one hand, I was very much excited about the scavenger hunt, but in the other hand, I was really trying to graduate from college, and this was a wonderful procrastination tool. So I fell a little bit behind there. Rach got really ahead of me, and I don't think we were on the same step for the rest of the time, obviously. or we would both be
Winners.
winners.
What's up?
Yeah, so fraternity parties, it's the place to figure out.
They lead to winners.
They lead to winners.
If there's one thing you should learn. Anyway.
Strike that from this video. That was
Yeah. And then you could say your.
So I have next on my agenda conflict. That's the word that comes up. Inner turmoil is another. What's the word I'm looking for?
Thing.
Yeah, another thing. Anyway.
You didn't want help.
Right. Thank you for feeding me that.
I'm the director.
You're the director. So the entire time, I was very adamant about Rachel not helping me out because she was so far ahead, especially towards the end. For me, it was about halfway for her. But I didn't want her to help me out because I didn't want to be fed the answers and then, just be like dragged along the entire time. Because in many ways, let's be honest, we had a Sherlock Holmes and Watson. Jeez. Pop culture.
Who's Sherlock, who's Holmes in this situation?
Okay, but you catch where I'm going with this. So Sherlock Holmes and Watson dynamic, where she was Sherlock Holmes, I was Watson, equally good looking, but she definitely had the edge when it came down to it. I mean, like, seriously, this is an open conversation. This is my video. So, yeah, so I was never upset. I never felt left behind, even though I was. Yeah, so just didn't want help. I wasn't upset. There was no hard feelings or tears.
A couple tears.
There were a couple tears. A couple tears. No, but I'm just an emotional person, so it was no big deal. Yeah.
And then.
Yes, my nice little kicker at the end. Rach is walking out of the room.
I can't listen to this.
No, you can stay. You should stay. You should stay.
You need to throw out these raisins.
Okay, go through. Okay. So, throughout this entire process, it just reaffirmed the fact that Rachel is the most deserving individual of this, because she is so passionate about invisible children. It is not only visible if you meet her, which most of you have at this point, it's contagious. And that passion is exactly what keeps Invisible Children running. And it's the thing I love most about the organization, and it was an extreme pleasure and honor to be doing the Scavenger hunt alongside Rachel Faber. It was the highlight of the past 6 months for me, and I'm so excited for her, and I hope everyone is having a wonderful time at the 4th Estate, and I'm going to wrap this video up by saying bye. And I can't shut it off because I can't figure out where the button is.